Betas.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frosty Pints podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Niggle, and joining me is Masami, Omega Construct, and the Leetness. And we're gonna have Gobi in here, but he came on so that he could quit Discord, and he's deliberately ignoring us, and we all know it.
We
I'm
saw
very
the
sad
middle
now.
finger.
I'm very sad.
We saw it.
Yeah,
It was
sad.
basically a middle finger to us, like as he disconnected.
I feel rejected and marginalized as a human being, and it's Gobi's fault.
I think
So, yeah.
it was pretty much just discrimination.
It is. So I'm pretty much taking it upon myself to keep this heap of garbage cobbled together in some fashion. So we're gonna start off with. Actually, I'd like to hear the Leetness talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, because you've got it, right?
I do have it.
And you've been playing it?
So I've been playing it. So I had it on Xbox, but I've got basically two left thumbs when it comes to a controller. So I'm useless at doing anything on a controller with shooting. So despite loving it on the Xbox, I decided, when it came out on PC, this is going to be great, and it is. It's exactly the same as it was on Xbox. Beautiful, but I'm so much better at shooting people. But it's also prompted me to want to upgrade my PC.
Oh, is it like
Yeah.
resource intensive?
It's not that it's resource intensive. My PC is actually really good. What it is my TVs are 4K. And my computer, my monitors are aging. So I've got like these 1080p monitors, and now this game just looks like shit in comparison to what it looked like on the TV. So I was like, holy shit! I thought I was going to get so much better graphics on PC, but it's not quite as good.
I'm pretty sure I know what your setup looks like right now because you took a picture of it when you were wasted and you did that Twitch stream. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine you having a TV right in front of you over that desk, just the wall-to-wall TV.
No. I've got PC monitors, 24-inch monitors. In front of me.
No, I know, but you're talking about upgrading from the monitors to your 4K TV.
Oh no, I'm gonna upgrade to a 34-inch curved.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Curved
1440. 1440p. That's what I'm going for. With so basically like a 2K monitor, because I hear that the 4Ks aren't really that good yet.
It's funny, we're already developing the technology for 8K, and we still haven't gotten 4K down well enough.
I know.
I mean, at a certain point, when is the resolution going to get better than the human eye can detect?
I think it's already there.
Like, wasn't 4K supposed to be that?
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe I said this before. Maybe
I think
at one point I did actually
we've
look
had this
into it.
topic. We've all drank too much since then.
Yeah, we're liquored up, except Masami. Masami is the sole voice of reason.
I try, but sometimes there's no reason in the void.
Well, we're also trying to get you to drink more wine. We're attempting to drive you to alcoholism, basically.
Well, as long as Aldi keeps stocking their $3 bottles of wine, we'll be good.
Oh my god, $3 bottles of wine? That's awesome.
Jeez.
They're bottles
That
too.
is really
Leetness had to go to
crazy.
boxes.
Yeah, I switched to boxes. It's easier. You take it out the box and you stick it on your head, and then you just tilt and then push the button and.
Well, it really kind of messed with me, because usually when you think cheap bottle of wine, it's just got the twist top, right? No cork or whatever, but these actually have a cork, so it just completely
That's
throws-
actually impressive.
Where you live sounds like paradise.
Well,
Sounds like France. I mean, France is like that. It's so cheap. Wine
That's
there.
true. The only time I've ever had wine that was less than $5 and it had a cork in it was in Nice in France.
Yeah, you can go to a gas station and get really good wine for like €1.50.
Also, at the time I was 14 years old and they didn't have any questions about me buying wine, so I was like, "Hey, this is fucking awesome."
It's like, I mean, it is basically water for that. You don't buy water at the shops. You buy wine. Because I think water is actually more expensive.
Oh yeah, at least when it's alcohol, you're guaranteed to not have crap in it.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is why all that we drank was hard liquor in South America, because we didn't want to get Montezuma's revenge. That's not what they told us to do, that's just what we decided to do.
Solid plan of action.
It was bad after a week. Jesus Christ, it was bad.
I'm so dehydrated, but all I've got is this bottle of vodka.
I'm so dehydrated, but I'm also drunk, so I don't care. The last time I pissed was 2 days ago.
Avoid hangovers, stay drunk.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
So Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a good time, right?
It is good. It is good. I'm looking forward to. I'm still on the storyline. I'm about where I finished off on the Xbox actually. So I think I'm a little bit further along. Now on the PC, so it's going good. But as soon as I finish that, I'm going to switch to. I did do like 5 minutes of online just to check it out, and it's very intriguing.
Yeah, I was
How
gonna
do you
ask you
feel
how
about? Oh,
multiplayer was.
go ahead.
What's that?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask how multiplayer was, but you've only got like 5 minutes into it.
Yeah, I've only got 5 minutes in, but it's basically good. I think it's gonna be kind of like GTA with horses.
Cool. Yeah, Omega. What's up?
Yeah, how does the story stand up? Because we talked about it a little bit, and you said you played Red Dead 1, and I mean, that was one of my favorite games. The story was just massive. I think, Doc, you watched me play it in college.
Absolutely.
And I mean, just the breadth and scope of the map was unfucking real, from like just northern climates with trees and snow and everything all the way down to fucking Mexico, and just like the breadth of everything was incredible. Does Red Dead 2, does the story stack up?
Yes, for sure. For me, Red Dead 2 is a great successor to the first one. In fact, it improves everything on the first one, as far as I'm concerned, from what I can recall, at least. But the breadth of the map is there. You've got hunting. You've got. I mean, it's so immersive that you literally feel like a cowboy. Like the whole time, I'm feeling like a cowboy. It's good. It's good fun.
Cowboy baby.
I can't wait for you guys to get it, because I think online is going to be so much fun.
If it
just
really
for
is,
us to stick around. You know?
Yeah, if it really
like,
is.
I'm not going to take it seriously.
Just like GTA Online.
Right. Exactly.
If it is that, yeah, I'm down.
Mm-hmm. It's good fun.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a blast. And you know, there's going to be places like we've been doing podcasts in GTA. We could end up doing podcasts in there too.
Sitting around a campfire, roasting on some rabbits.
Or we can go to, you know, there's saloons. There are.
Yeah, there's saloons. Yeah,
imagine there's a casino somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, that you get like these little gambling tables that you go and sit down and play poker and all that. There's
exactly.
You can do it. Yeah, it's good
That's
fun.
awesome.
They got brothels too, right?
Kind of. You can go and have a bath, and then they ask if you want the deluxe bath.
Oh, what the fuck?
Ooh.
For 50 cents.
Everybody's favorite part about the Old West was the variety of things that you could put your penis into. So not having a brothel, I don't know.
I've maybe I haven't gotten to the point. I know that there's. Oh yeah, no, there is a town that's got like it's very New Orleansy. So I'm guessing there's going to be something there. Maybe I remember seeing a trapper there, where you can go and sell and buy fur coats, and it's really immersive though. I love the world. The world is phenomenal. That's what made me want to buy it on the PC. It's just really cool.
Do they have like do they have Deadwood in there?
Deadwood, I think so.
It's a very, very famous Old West town. Like if you're gonna find a brothel, there's at least 2 of them there. If we've watched HBO.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the TV show first, and then you'd be like, yeah, a TV show inside of Red Dead? Hell yes.
Yeah, there's a Deadwood reference in there, but
Awesome.
it's not the actual town itself. But
Sad.
the one major town looks really cool. I can't remember the name of it, but it looks New Orleansy
Mm.
when you're riding around. You'll enjoy it, Nigel, because you've been there many times.
Yep. All right, good times. And the next I'm gonna do this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The latest one came out, and I have been speaking to a mutual friend of my own and Omega's, and he fucking loves it. Apparently, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which released just a short while ago, is the redemption of the COD franchise, because there is no pay to win. All the microtransactions, everything that you earn in game is pretty much cosmetic. There's a massive selection of online multiplayer stuff to do, and the single player campaign is really good. From a graphic standpoint, the game looks amazing. It's on par with Ghost Recon Wildlands and the new Division. Beautiful, really, and it has full widescreen. Or if you have a wraparound monitor, it has full support for that. I guess the online modes. So there are like 8 online modes that you can go. There's the quick match, which would just throw you into whatever. There's a large, not really a battle royale. It's just sort of a large warfare mode where there are about 50 players and you're on one of 2 teams and capture the flag, stuff like that. That's actually the one that got demoed for me last night, and it's chaotic, but it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of running around. There's also there are ranked PvP. There is also a whole bunch of game modes. Of course, I can't remember them right now because I have had too much to drink. I drank too much wine. I must take a piss. Yeah.
Hopefully away from your desk, because you might not appreciate that.
Oh, he's got a jug.
Yeah. The granola girls. They really get wet over that.
It's recycled wine.
But yeah, so the verdict from my friends is that the new Call of Duty is the best Call of Duty to come out in many years, and they're all very excited. They're all very happy with the product that they got, and there's already free DLC that's out. They released a couple new maps and some more glitter for everybody. I don't think that they're planning on having a season pass or anything like that, but I don't know. As it stands right now, there's nowhere to go but downhill. So it's a cool game, I guess.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear.
It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. All right, that's done. I'm done talking about that.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of happy GSs that are into the COD franchise.
I hope there are, because what was it before this? Black Ops?
Black Ops 4.
Yeah, the community consensus was that was a piece of shit.
Well, everyone loved the Battle Royale mode for a while. It was it was basically
it was just another
PUBG.
But it was just another one of the flash in the. There have been so many flash in the pan battle royales that pop up,
That's true.
That one came and went so quick.
It did, but it still had the zombies mode that a lot of people were into. But I don't think it changed anything in the genre. It didn't make any differences. They basically just did a bit of improvements, and the battle royale was a nice distraction from PUBG for a little while.
And I lied. I'm not done talking about it. Apparently, one of the selling points, if you're into it, there is no more rocket pack or jumping on top of, or jumping from the street onto the roof of a 4-story building. There's nothing like that in the new COD. You're pretty much back to basics. You're running around the map. You have a really good handle on the physics, and the movement is very fluid. The combat system is very fluid. It is very easy for you to be fast and accurate and swap weapons, switch weapons, whatever you'd like to do. So that again, that is something that appeals to me, even though I'm not into first-person shooters.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Diablo 4.
Fucking
Oh
hell.
my god, I can't wait.
It's like, yeah,
So-
you can't wait the 4 to 16 years that it's going to take for them to pump that game out.
Yeah, well, I know. I don't know.
That
Honestly,
fucking intro is unbelievable.
old Blizzard, yes, they took for fucking ever to make a game. But see, now it's Act Blizzard.
Yeah.
Now they've got a major publisher pushing their ass. So we might get we might end up getting a slightly imperfect product that might have to get grown and that might have to grow and be patched as time goes on.
Yeah, that's
versus
worth talking about.
waiting forever to get that perfect game that old Blizzard used to make.
And that's the thing. It did take Blizzard forever to push out Diablo 3, and it did take Blizzard forever to push out StarCraft 2. But when those games came out, they were finished games, and they were good. With the exception, I know Diablo 3, everybody's going to bring up Auction House. Yeah, that was a terrible idea, but it was a finished system when it was in the game.
Yeah.
And then
after
that died out and we got rid of that fucking retardation, the game did go through some changes. Obviously, Reaper of Souls came out and changed some of the mechanics in the game, but it only ever improved after they got rid of
ROS was like the turning point for the game, I think. It's now a great game. I mean, from ROS, it was a great game.
So yeah, Blizzard definitely did take their time with previous titles, but they did so for very good reasons, and they got it right, and they put out very polished, very finished, good games. So it's interesting, Omega, you're bringing that up. Yeah, Activision is pushing Blizzard's buttons right now, so I gotta wonder how long it will take for Diablo 4 to get out.
I don't think they've got time, to be honest. I mean, their competition is really good. ExileCon I know that's one of our topics, but
we can go into that.
When I look at what Diablo 4, when Diablo 4 was announced, I was super pumped. The one thing that they do really well always is an amazing cinematic, and that cinematic just blew me away. I mean, from wanting nothing to do with the Diablo franchise because of their immortal faux pas.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah, let's just say fuck up. I was just done with them basically. They were so out of touch, but that cinematic just changed things. I mean, it was so good. And then I saw ExileCon, and they've got so much shit coming out like in December 13th. And then you look at the new expansion that they're doing. These guys are on the ball when it comes to actually improving their game and making it accessible, and it's going to be soon.
So wait, ExileCon is attached to what game?
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. Somebody told me that was free to play. Is that true?
It is true. 100% true. That game is completely free to play. I will say that it's hard to be a free to play player, though, just because the glitter and all that is easy to go by. You don't need that, but the stash tabs and things like that are things that you really want to. You want that.
Oh, I got you. But yeah, it is
convenience stuff.
It is.
You don't have to have it, but it definitely makes your life a shitload easier. But Diablo 4 looked fucking gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, it looked gorgeous. I'm super pumped. The dark, gritty feel that they've introduced. They brought the druid, which I was like really dying for in D3. I was hoping they'd bring that when they announced the necro. And yeah, looks good.
Oh, Masami?
I was just gonna say a lot of what he was saying about Path of Exile reminded me a lot of Warframe. So.
Oh yeah,
it's cool that in the new D4 there was a playable demo at BlizzCon which was last month, and Riker and who else? Quinn got playtime or play footage up on their channels. So they did. Blizzard did put the Druid back in the game, which is awesome. The Druid had a lot of potential in Diablo 2, but was completely absent from D3. So he's transforming into bears, wolves, goats, whatever. Anything that you can put your penis into. The Druid is transforming into, and the gameplay did look really cool because it looks like they're introducing the lighting system that used to be in Diablo 2, where you have a light stat, which determines how much the illumination around you, how much of the map that you can see, because the map is inherently very, very, very dark. And that was one of the things that made Diablo 2 really cool for me personally. And they completely did away with that in Diablo 3, where sometimes it was day, sometimes it was night, but you always had excellent vision around the whole map. And yeah, I think Diablo exists in that universe where it's supposed to be really like creepy and dark.
Yeah, that was the best thing about D2. Just the atmosphere was incredible. And D3 is fun and pretty and bright and flashy, but I do look forward to going back to a grittier type of game.
Yeah, much darker.
Fun to play in the dark.
Yeah, it suits that story. The type of artwork that you see in Diablo 3 is more akin to what I picture in the StarCraft universe when you're playing like the Protoss. That it didn't, when it came out, it didn't seem like it belonged, but it's been around for so long. Diablo 3 has had a run since 2012, I think, was when it came out. And it's just been around for so long, and I've played it for so long that I'm used to it now. But at the time, I thought it was weird. Anyway, nice to see that they're getting back to that, and it's also good that they have competition with Path of Exile. I hope, I hope they feel like they do, because that'll force better content.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, if you saw the announcement trailer for Path of Exile 2, you look at the graphics on that. They've improved the graphics engine. They've added 13 new ascendancy classes in the new version. Still free to play. Everything that you bought in the original Path of Exile 1 is going to carry over into Path of Exile 2. So you get to keep all of your microtransactions that you've purchased. They've got a brand new campaign on the Path of Exile 2, and you can play between. You can choose how you want to play. So in the new version, you'll be able to play either PoE 1 or 2, depending on what storyline you want to go with. And they've got shape shifting in the new one, so you can actually. So they've got the druid.
They've got the druid, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I lied. Not 13 new ascendancies, 19 new ascendancies. And ascendancies are basically like classes, different classes that you can play. So looks really cool though. I'm super pumped, and they've revamped a whole bunch of inner game workings, like the socket system that was confusing for a lot of people. They've simplified that. It's not simplified in a way that's it's dumbed it down. It's made it just easier and looks really cool. I'm quite excited for that.
So wait, okay, there are 19 new classes. How many classes are there total in PoE?
So there's
You don't have to name them all individually.
I think there's around 12 now, or 12 no, there's more. There's 16 now. So with the 19, that's going to make it close to 30, 40, 30, between 30 and 40.
35. Oh my god, don't you do math for a living?
I do. But I've been having few wines.
Glasses or boxes?
Bottles.
Classy.
Yeah.
That, by the way, was the exact correct question to ask, Masami.
Hey, I'm learning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay, it looks cool.
The most important question of all, in PoE, I know, okay, so 35 classes, you can be probably whatever you want. Can I play as a black guy?
Yes, actually, in the new version you can.
Alright, I'm sold.
I play as a black guy in Breakpoint.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's another topic that, if Gobi were here, we would talk about Ghost Recon Breakpoint because it's apparently excellent.
Oh yeah, you do play that. Your character is in Breakpoint.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
remember when we
He looks
played
pretty
Division?
good.
Remember when we played
Oh
Division
yeah, I
and
had
GT
Tyrone
was an
shotgunner.
elderly Asian man?
Well, I also had Tyrone the shotgunner. You remember
did,
Tyrone?
yeah, you did. You had in Division 1, Omega had an absolutely beastly shotgun build.
But they
That was a good
allow
time.
you to make a character that just looks really big and burly and tough and like ghetto fabulous, and it was amazing. He was a monster. I loved him. He was like
It was a
the
good
best.
time.
I had such good shotguns too.
I think Masami stepped away to get more wine.
No, I'm still here.
Why can I hear? Oh, I could almost hear my echo.
Yeah, I heard it for a second too.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
it Leetness?
I can hear the echo too.
Weird.
Death Stranding. So Death Stranding is out for PS4. You're absolutely encouraged to go and play it if you got a PS4. It's a fucking amazing game with a great story. I hear my echo again.
Yep.
Echo.
It's Masami's.
It is. It's Masami.
I don't know how because it's not coming through the speakers whatsoever.
Strange. Preyod. Oh yeah, there we go. It's gone.
That's fun.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Really original, unique, kind of bizarre story it's beautiful. The attention to detail in that game is amazing. So I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything like that, but you will start off in a sort of post-apocalyptic United States, and you play as Sam, and you're a porter at the start. So you make deliveries, you go back and forth, and you just deliver packages. You're a glorified mailman. Which is super important in the post-apocalyptic world because everybody lives in a bunker because everyone is terrified of what happens if someone dies unexpectedly. If you die unexpectedly, there is a breach between this world, the world of the living, and the world of the dead. And if you die unexpectedly and enough time goes by, something happens called a void out, which is essentially when antimatter meets matter. So it's a massive antimatter explosion. And this is why when people die, it is scheduled or it is organized, and they take you to an incinerator and they get rid of your body. But when they get rid of your body, they have to do it in a non-populated area because it releases all this shit, which messes with you throughout the course of the game. Again, not getting into spoilers. So it's a really interesting story. I've been through the entire game. I've seen the gameplay footage from start to end, and I'd encourage people to go play it. It's I'm imagining the story is going to go over a lot like the movie Ad Astra, which came out recently. Not super popular, but to the people that care and are interested in that sort of thing, it is really fascinating. It is introspective, and again, attention to detail is phenomenal in that game. So that's my take on Death Stranding.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Can't wait
That
until
does
it comes
sound really
out.
cool.
Can't wait until it comes out for PC. It should be out on PC in another 6 months, but for now, it is only available on the PS4 because Kojima has some sort of deal with the devil with Sony, where they're just like, okay, yeah, we'll give you tons of money, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and he does a really excellent job. Oh, fuck! I can't believe I didn't do this. All right, I had a story. I was going to sum up Death Stranding. Too long didn't read version. Kojima walks into a bar. He sees Norman Reedus sitting down enjoying his drink. Very casually, Kojima goes up to Norman Reedus and says, "I want to put a baby in you." Death Stranding.
Oh my god.
That's the game right there.
Okay. It sounds delightful. I will buy it and play it. Possibly.
It's a good time. There are a lot of fun game mechanics in there too. All right, so yeah, what are we moving on to here? Leetness, what did you do in China?
China. Oh gosh, I did a lot of sightseeing.
You saw the world's smallest McDonald's. You sent us a picture.
I did. I sent you a picture of the world's smallest McDonald's. So I went to this. I'll tell you a fun story. We went to a place called Hangzhou, which is like this lake paradise place, but they call it like a paradise place. But basically, it's a big lake and there's mountains in the background. It's really pretty, and there's pagodas, and so it's fun. But we took a bullet train there from Shanghai. So we took a bullet train, get there, goes like 300 kilometers an hour, which is roughly 200 miles ish. So we get to Hangzhou, we go do the full day there, we go to a tea plantation. It's beautiful, have a great lunch there, all of that sort of stuff. And then we're coming back to China, back to Shanghai. And this is the night before we're going to leave. So we get back into Shanghai at around 7 p.m. And at the train station, it's a massive train station that you come into in Shanghai, the bullet train, and it's packed with people. And they've got heightened security because they had some sort of conference going on, and the president came to Shanghai that night from the airport, and the airport's attached like basically to this train station. So you have to go through 2 security checkpoints on the way in and on the way out whenever you're going into the train station. So it's like a lot of security. And then we get into we sit for like an hour trying to get into a cab because there's so much traffic. Then eventually we get into a cab and it's like now 8 o'clock. So we're driving back into town, and it's about a 30-minute drive normally. So we get to about halfway, and then there's so much traffic, and then all of a sudden the road is completely closed, and the entire highway just turns off into this like little off ramp thing. It's not off. It's not off the road, like down an off ramp. It's just like a little ramp to go onto the side of the road so that the main highway is cleared. And they basically said, okay, well, we've got to wait here now because we had a private tour guide that was taking us. It was just me and my wife and the tour guide and the driver. And then the lady's like, well, we're just going to pull over here because the president is having dinner somewhere nearby. So
the president of China?
The Chinese president, yes.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh!
So basically, we just had to pull over and we had to just wait there. So they're like, yeah, you're just going to sit here until we get given the clear from the police that we can go. Oh. So we sit there for like 30 minutes, and then eventually the road opens up again. But apparently behind us, everything got blocked off, and no one was going through for the next hour or so. But the police let us go through. So we go through, and then we get into town, and it's just jam-packed. And apparently the road that our hotel was on was blocked off completely as well because of the president being in town and in that area. Right. So they literally just block off an entire area because the president's near there.
So Winnie the Pooh fucked up your vacation.
He's having dinner somewhere, so you basically you just can't fucking go there. Anyway, so they parked and made us walk there.
It's a better story than what we all concocted last week when you were asleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been over that to death. Anyway, there was for people listening, there was a podcast last week. I fucked that up, and we're never gonna hear it, even though it was brilliant. It was the best podcast. You. It was the best podcast. Codpast. I was gonna say Codpast.
I was about to say you're very close to cod piece, so be careful.
Yep. Cod piece.
And Masami reminded me, thank you very much. We were going to talk about Warframe. Warframe recently had a large update for the old blood, and that was the release of a new Warframe and also the release of the Nemesis system. And Masami, you want to talk about that a little bit? How fantastic that is?
From what I have heard, because I kind of refuse to actually integrate with the Kuva Lich system, as the Nemesis system is actually called.
You and me both.
I was a little nervous about the whole thing about you'll have this guy who you kill, and then he stalks you and steals your crap, and you don't get your crap back until you defeat him. But you can't do that until you get certain mods to then put in your basically data spike that you're gonna put down his spine.
It's an assassin's blade.
Yeah, and they that's my Shadowrun showing. And then it has to be in the right combination. So if you do it wrong, he increases in level. So it just gets, ever more irritating. And then there's been various bugs on you can potentially convert your Kuva Lich and make them an ally instead of just defeat them and get their stuff and your stuff back. So now there's people like just having tons of Kuva Liches like little slave farms and just, trading them out for oodles and oodles of stuff. So it's just been weird. Like I said, I haven't really engaged with it just because I'm just a little bit like they need to work that shit out a little bit more. But I have been enjoying the Melee 3.0 changes. Those have been fantastic. They've gotten rid of channeling, replaced it with heavy attack, and changed a whole shit ton of mods, which made me go redo all of like my Melee stuff. But it has been super awesome. I've loved those changes and a couple other quality of life things that came with Old Blood.
Fucking Melee 3.0, the combo multiplier goes up to 12
Yep.
now. It used to be like
Oh, yeah.
capped at 3.5 or 4 or something. It goes up to 12. It is insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is bonkers, because everything is like combo based, and it's so, and they amped the damage to like everything. It's incredible now. Now you can be as effective with your melee weapon as you are with like your primary shooting weapon, if not more so.
Yeah, I love that. I also love that they gave, I think Steel Charge is the base melee damage increaser. Steel Charge is a mod that is kind of standard on a lot of melee weapons because it just increases your base critical hit chance, and they gave that a boost. I think it used to be a capped at around 90%. They blew it up to 220%.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's kind of phenomenal. The melee change is definitely fucking awesome. It's just the whole Nemesis system, the Kuva Lich system, is broke as fuck, and there are a lot of bugs.
Yeah, I think they kind of rushed it just a little bit. They even like took a week extra before, but they didn't want to like delay all the other stuff that was coming out with Old Blood. So I think perhaps that is what happened.
That's the thing about it actually, and what tipped me off. I have a theory, and what tipped off the theory was that they said, okay, we're going to let you trade Kuva Liches because, maybe you don't want your Lich, maybe you don't like the weapon on your Lich, maybe you just want to get rid of him entirely, it doesn't matter, we're going to let you trade him, but here's a brand new dojo room for you to trade your Liches, and we've built it in the PC dojo. That shit, designing a room like that, the asset itself and everything included within it, that takes a considerable amount of time. So my theory is that there's a lot of stuff attached to the Kuva Lich system that was not done, that was planned to be implemented. Maybe they wanted to put it all in the Kuva Lich release, but they didn't. So they released this after they said that they were going to, and it still wasn't finished. I think that they needed like another year to complete this, and we're just essentially guinea pigs.
Yeah, I mean, well, the PC users definitely are. I know they said in some of the live streams that I've watched that they do have intentions to utilize the room for other things down the line. So I think what you're seeing is basically them prepping for those increased functionalities. It might just be one of those things where they should have just waited for the whole kit and caboodle.
I agree. The thing is, it concerns me. It makes me concerned about the Railjack release, because if they're this far behind in the Kuva Lich system, or if they released this part of the Railjack update as the Kuva Lich system, they're obviously not done. Their promised dates for releases are unrealistic. If they need more time, take more time. I don't have a problem with that. I'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they have openly said that they're taking the Railjack thing in 3 parts. You know, first is the dry dock, second is the actual thing itself, and then the third is like the story stuff. Right. Which I'm like, can we get those in reverse order? I want the story, goddammit.
Yeah, I would also like to see the new war.
Like, has there not actually been a true story update since the Ropa List and Wisp came out?
Yes, actually, that's correct. Thinking back on
that was April before I even played.
Holy shit, you did! You came in after the Ropa boss fight.
You betcha I did.
Damn. And it's been even longer since Omega has played the game.
No, that was pretty much right. Like that was the first thing I heard about new in the game after I stopped playing. Was the Ropa List fight, whatever that fucking thing's called.
Ropa Low List.
What a dumb name.
Yeah.
Or the Rafflecopter, as it's commonly called.
Fucking call it Steve. This is the Steve fight.
And it's so dumb because you can't finish off Jupiter until you do that fight. So you've got to sit through all of the story content in order to fucking unlock Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been so much added to this game since I last played. It's almost to the point where it's getting like I wanted to take a break, and I did for a while, and I still am, but I was hoping to get back into it eventually, but it's getting to the point where so much new has happened that at this point it's almost overwhelming, and I'm going to be so far behind with so many things.
You're not, though, because there is a staggering amount of content that has come out since you took your break, but honestly, when you're playing with people that are familiar with it, it's not going to take you that long. That's the wonderful thing about Warframe, because you're getting to the point where both of us were when we came into the game for the first time, where it seemed like we had so much to do. So that's fine. Now it's fine, because we know the point of the game is to set your sights on a goal and pursue the goal, and once you get there, great, move on to the next thing. And you can just keep on doing that forever. So I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that feeling, but it is, in a lot of ways, it's very similar to how you and I started playing.
Yeah.
And it says, hold for laughter, which I will do.
I've been having a lot of fun playing other games lately. And I haven't really... One thing I haven't... Like, when I was playing Warframe, I was almost playing exclusively Warframe. And there were a couple times where we would, on a whatever night, we'd play some Civ or whatever. But for a long time, I was just exclusively playing Warframe. And lately I've been hopping from game to game, playing all kinds of fun stuff, and I'm enjoying being back in that mode. And Warframe just takes so much time to keep up with things. And when you are in the game and you are into it, the game is really excellent. And I mean, credit to DE for doing it, but they're excellent at making you feel like, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do this.
Yeah, the sense of urgency.
So you get stuck in it, and it starts taking up all of your gaming time, and next thing you know, that's like the only game you've played in the last week and a half.
It is easy to fall into that. I agree.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been like, I play a couple hours after supper, and then I go. I'm a big reader, and I do some writing in my off time, and I enjoy tabletop RPGs, so I just kind of go, you know what, I don't need this right now. I can do it later. It's not going to be a big deal. I can catch up on the weekend or whatever, but I, need a little mental space. So it's good to take in small chunks sometimes.
You know, that's something Omega brought up a while ago, is getting a Dungeons D&D game going, essentially. That might be fun, or that might be fun for a podcast, or
absolutely
a whole fucking series. I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I've been basically doing RPGs for 15 years, so we're just starting up a D&D 5.0 game. We've been doing some other genres of RPGs, So we just decided to change it up a little, go back to the classic since it's all the rage and there's a lot of good stuff out there for it.
So that's the thing. I know D&D definitely is the classic. It's where a lot of math came in for later computer games.
Mm-hmm.
Then the thing is, I know all of the RNG. I know the RNG system for D&D. I know how the math is calculated and all the rest of that, but I don't know it because I've ever played the game. I know it because I needed to know it for Diablo. That's kind of a fucking loser I am. I know exactly how to play D&D even though I've never played the game.
Well, you know the mechanics of it, but
a huge
part of the game
accurate.
is the
role-playing aspect.
Is the role playing. It is being
Absolutely.
that character, not just rolling the dice. And there are different people who play it differently. Like there are people who will play it just playing the dice game, and the DM tells the whole story, and they're just there for the fights, and that's it. But
Yep.
If you're with a right group who's more interested in it, you're playing the character as much as you are spending time in combat.
Oh, absolutely. I am a far more narrative person than I am. We call it the crunch, the numbers, as Nigel puts it. And both playing and GMing style. It's we come up with the characters, and I'm really love integrating backstories and all that jazz. So,
that's where the real magic in a game of D&D can happen, because if that's not what you're playing for, you might as well just play a video game.
Yeah.
Where the story is just happening and you play along. If you want to be a part of the story that's being told, that's what role-playing is all about.
Yeah, that's why I... Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. I was going to ask Leetness if he's ever played D&D.
No. I was going to say I enjoy a good game of Monopoly, though.
Wow.
Next time I go to New Orleans, we should play Battleship.
I do enjoy that too. It's a little bit too much strategy for me. I like a roll of the dice.
It's a good game. Battleship is a good game.
No, I'm just joking.
It was a fucking shitty movie, but it's a good game.
I play Battle Shots.
No one is surprised by this? 0 people are surprised.
Battle Shots is better than Battleship.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is that, like, by the time they've sunk all your ships and you've taken all your shots, you lose the game because you fall over dead drunk, but your fucking alcohol tolerance is so through the roof. I think it would take, like, 8-9 games of you just losing one after the other in order to drink you under the table. And I'm not even sure that's possible.
I don't think anyone should try for their health.
Probably not.
It's fine. His liver is basically made of iron.
What I was going to say is that my basically my love of RPGs basically makes me enjoy the digital version thereof, because like going through dialogue options in different games and stuff like that, like The Witcher. I once took a week off of work, and I was gonna relax for a couple of days, and then I was gonna get some shit done around the house. Well, I've decided, hey, I will go restart the first Witcher, because I got partway through it and I had no idea where I was, so I just started over. Well, I got really into it, and then I played the entire first game, which was about 50 hours experience, and then I played the second one, which was another about good 22 hours, and pretty soon it was Sunday and I had to go back to work the next day, and I'd been playing video games all week.
Oh my god.
It was just the worst, but the best at the same time.
I've been really dying to do an actual Witcher 3 playthrough again.
I have not played through it myself, but I have seen my husband play through it enough times that I know the gist of what's going on.
Sure. Man, no, I haven't done that with Witcher 3. The last time I did that was Assassin's Creed, and I started with game 1 and worked my way up to 3, and then I started game 3 and I was just like, you know what? I didn't like this the first time around. I'm going to stop. But up to that point, that was probably a solid 120 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
God, yep. So we've all been there. We sympathize. What else is on the docket? Oh, Disney Plus.
Well, yeah.
I just wanted to laugh a little bit at Disney Plus because it launched this last week.
Yeah.
Within one day of it launching, there were thousands of hacked accounts up for sale on some forums. If you know where to look, then you definitely noticed this. I definitely wasn't trolling around one of those forums, and I definitely didn't see that.
Notice.
I read all about it in the CNET article that picked up on it. That was just like, hey, there are thousands of Disney Plus accounts that have been hacked. People are on Twitter and they're pissed about it. So I'm laughing at Disney. I have no sympathy for them because this is a cash grab and everybody knows it. But yeah, Disney Plus, there you go. If you want to watch The Mandalorian, that's the driving feature. That's pretty much all that I've heard that's on it that's worth watching.
And it's not even out all at once either. It's like there's 2 episodes that are out.
You are severely underestimating the number of and the fervor of Disney fanatics.
Yeah, that is true. I have a lot of friends who really love their nostalgia.
Like, there are people who will sit and watch all of these movies again just because it's at their fingertips.
Mm-hmm. Are the old Disney movies available through Disney Plus? I thought it was just their new streaming. Yeah. I didn't know that.
No. That's where like the entire a lot of the Disney library is right now.
Oh,
There's
a
ton of stuff. Old cartoons. Like, I was texting this girl and she just got it. She was telling me some of the stuff that they have on there. The Great Mouse Detective, Boy Meets World.
Gargoyles is on there.
Yeah, like there's some.
Oh my god!
It's an incredible library. You forget Disney bought like a huge part of Fox Entertainment.
Yeah.
So their library is massive now. Even more massive.
Jesus Christ, I was just thinking, did anybody else buy the Gargoyles movie on VHS when they were kids and it came with a board game?
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I did not, but that sounds fantastic.
It was pretty fucking awful, but looking back on it through my nostalgia lens, that was a good time.
I always loved how much of the Star Trek Next Gen cast was involved with Gargoyles. That always amused me.
You know what? Yeah. Michael Dorn is a hell of a voice actor.
Oh, absolutely.
My name is Michael Dorn. I play a character called Worf.
Captain, my name is Michael Dorn.
I was curious about what's on Disney Plus other than The Mandalorian.
This is ridiculous. Captain, this is ridiculous. Captain, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, apparently the library is pretty damn impressive right now.
Yeah, I believe you can get it as an add-on if you have... Because Disney technically owns Hulu.
Yeah, well, I think you can get like $12 a month. I saw there was a deal where you can get Hulu, Disney Plus, and something else for like $12.99.
So this is, going back to the fact that, alright, is Netflix the only one right now that releases an entire season all at once? Because Man in the High Castle just came out, season 4. Also, I recommend that show to anyone that likes, historical fiction or alternate
on Prime
stories.
I believe Prime does.
Yeah, Prime does. Okay, so the thing that I was going to say about Disney, it suits them going after the HBO model, where they want you to remain a member as long as a show is coming out, so they keep on getting your money. Mm-hmm. The thing that I wasn't expecting was what Omega brought up, which is that there are all these old Disney movies and TV shows that Disney owns on Disney Plus. For that, just going along with their model of sickening corporate greed, which I fucking hate, I would expect them to have a completely different streaming service, like Disney Classic or, Disney TV, for all these individual other, shows or products. Maybe that's in the works. Maybe they just want to get you hooked now and they'll divide it up later. I don't know, but that's why I was surprised.
I'm old enough that I remember the time before the Disney Channel was not part of your standard cable package. It was like there was weekends.
That's true.
You had to buy it. Dude, so I found a listing of everything on Disney Plus, and it's everything.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
that's surprising. I mean, that's like
animation starts in 1930. They have it listed by decade on this website. It's a Verge article. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from the 30s. I mean, name a Disney cartoon, and it's on here.
Brer Rabbit.
Uh,
I bet you anything it's not on there.
Brer Rabbit? Oh my
Brer
God.
Rabbit.
I can't believe
no,
you know
you're right.
that.
What the fuck is that?
I know that.
Actually, that's just the name of the character. I don't actually remember. Oh, Song of the South.
Oh,
Yeah, that's on there, I think.
You're fucking shitting me. That's on there?
I
no,
don't.
It's not on the Verge
Okay.
list.
No.
Maybe it's not. Maybe they were like, it was the only one that was not on there that they kind of expected.
I know. As part of GS, I'm not supposed to encourage people to engage in illicit behavior or anything illegal. But if you know how to fucking torrent a movie, go and get Song of the South. That's how fucking racist Disney was. Not that long ago, like 20 years ago. Closer to 30 now. But Jesus Christ, that's the most racist fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. It's still hilarious and it's charming, but fuck is it racist.
Yeah, so Disney announced, there's a Times article where Disney, basically it's about the fact that Disney isn't bringing all of their movies back in. Song of the South is among the ones that are not being brought back.
Culturally
So
insensitive, they say.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. It won an Oscar.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah.
What can you find out what it won an Oscar for?
For the song Zippity Doodah.
Zippity-yay.
It's a good
My, oh
song.
my, what a wonderful day.
So I'm guessing it's like best music or song performance or whatever in a movie. Some Oscar like that.
Oh my god, that's where... The surprising thing about Song of the South is that it was actually toned down. Because when Brer Rabbit... Oh, no, I'm lying. There was a re-release that was toned down. The original, Brer Rabbit comes along and he sees a tar baby. And if anybody knows what a tar baby is, most fucking racist thing that you can think of, you're right.
Yep.
But he comes along and he's got to play dice with the tar baby, and he loses, and he's like fucking beats up the tar baby because he loses at playing dice. That's how goddamn racist that movie was. It's so funny. It is so funny. Oh man.
Yeah, I used to have a Disney alarm clock when I was very, very small, and one of the songs you could choose on there was Zippity Doodah. I have never seen Song of the South, so I was like, okay, it's a Disney thing I haven't seen that exists. It might be a thing, and I never knew what it was from until I learned this fact from when the thing came out about that particular movie. This streaming service.
So I just learned this exists. You can get on Amazon a paperback book. It's old and hard to find. It's a classic though. It's $42. Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby.
Yikes.
Walt Disney presents the story of Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby. 24-page read-along book and record.
Wow. Oh my god, I think I might actually have that. I remember the read-alongs that came with 45s? I think they were 45s.
Yeah, it comes with an LP.
Back when records were a thing. Anyone who was born after 2000 has no fucking idea what a record is.
No, they're cool now. Record players are cool again. Hipsters brought them back.
Oh, thank God for those hipsters then.
I mean, at least where I am in New York City, like you walk through Brooklyn and you'll see a dozen like classic record stores. I mean, they're not cool like record stores used to be back in like the 80s, 70s, 90s.
No, of course they're not. They're populated by hipsters. How could they be cool?
Well,
How could they be fun?
They basically kind of look like a thrift store just filled with boxes of records. They're not like awesome music record stores like they used to have. Do you have any LPs that were pressed before 1934? I'm only interested in the vintage material. That's a whole nother podcast we could do. Dr. Nichols' vehement hatred of hipsters. Both, actually.
So we don't need to come with...
audiophile talk the benefits of various metals for their record player needle.
Oh my god.
That's a thing.
Shoot me directly in the face, please.
That is a thing.
I will get my paintball gun and fulfill your wish.
I appreciate that. And by the way, if you got metal, on your record needle, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, diamond. Diamond
Yes,
is the
you
only
are.
way to go. That's the record player that I have downstairs. It is a diamond tip, and it still works. It was bought in 1950, and it still works.
So your tip is very expensive?
No, his tip is very hard.
Thank you.
The hardest material on earth.
Did you know that there's a statue of Brer Rabbit in Eatonton in Georgia, United States?
In one of the most racist states available? No, that doesn't really surprise me. Sorry, Georgia. I'm sorry. I know there are people in Georgia that listen to this.
Wait, there are people who listen to this?
Oh yeah. Also,
Oh,
apparently, yeah. YouTube Analytics have provided us with the information that we need, and that is that there are people that listen to this, which is kind of surprising. But hi,
Nice.
whoever you are.
No, I didn't mean that as a dig. I was like legitimately surprised that people are listening. That's
No,
awesome.
so was I. I knew that Masami was one of them because she told me, but I didn't think
Yes.
anybody else did.
As I would turn it on Mondays. I haven't seen one in a while, so I've been a little concerned about y'all.
Yeah.
we're alive.
Leetness went to China. I went to Montana. Omega developed a heroin addiction, and Gobi got
And
arrested.
Gobi's computer never fucking works.
Yeah. Gobi got arrested, and then his internet went out. So that's what happened.
Oh
Like,
no.
Half a
Well-
dozen. Like, we missed probably 3 podcasts because something with Gobi's setup was broken.
Yeah.
As we know now,
Hashtag-
Gobi's just a liar.
Hashtag fuck Frontier. This time, tonight, Gobi's a liar. We know.
Yeah. Yeah, for a couple times it was because his internet was complete dog shit. A couple times his computer just fucking died. Like he had to reinstall Windows. He had to like basically
Ooh.
reformat the whole thing.
Yuck. Oof.
And
Ouch.
I mean, hell, he just mentioned in chat like 2-3 days ago he had to reinstall Windows again.
Oh no.
Yesterday.
He
Was
doing-
it yesterday?
Yeah, wasn't it yesterday?
It was either yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. No,
And
there was
I
another
said-
thing. So Saturday night, last night, I went out after I got back. I got fucking hammered, and I was basically just getting hammered throughout the entire night because I haven't done that in about a month actually since our last podcast.
Wow.
And Gobi was on in the morning. I was playing Warcraft with Silas very early in the morning, and Gobi got on and he was having problems with his headset. So he had to reinstall Windows recently, as you said. He's been having problems with getting his headset and his microphone to behave with his new Windows installation. And he's also he's got a hardware issue or a driver issue with his desktop computer. But he's got that new gaming laptop, so I don't know why he couldn't just do the podcast on the gaming laptop.
I don't know.
What the fuck, Gobi?
Gobi. We know you're a liar now.
Anyway, that's where we're at. I just want to move on to the Monster Hunter movie. I don't think that any of us play Monster Hunter. Fluffy does. I'd
Nope.
really love to get Fluffy on here, but he's, he doesn't talk. He's not actually a human being. He's a figment of my imagination, we think.
I don't think we've ever heard him talk. No, I think one time I heard him talk.
Yes.
No.
It was just really weird. He did it one time with us, and it was weird because his voice was way deeper, and like I totally didn't expect it. Like I had no idea what to expect, but it was surprising.
He sounds
And
like a
then
man's
never
man.
done it again. Yeah, he's got like it was crazy.
Really?
Yes,
Jeez.
he has an excellent speaking voice, and I would love for him to get on here and do his usual sense of humor. We're talking about a GS member. His name is Moist and Fluffy, and he's a wonderful human being. But he plays
Was
a
it
lot
a
of Monster
GTA
Hunter.
session that he jumped in on and
Division.
talked for a little while?
It was
Division.
Division. Yeah, I remember we were on the roof
Wow.
of the Russian consulate, and he was blowing himself up and having a great time because dude fucking loves explosions.
God,
Who
we
doesn't
played
like
so much
explosions?
Division for a minute
Yeah,
there.
exactly, right?
God, that was our game for a minute.
Man.
Yeah, that was a good time. Anyway, Monster Hunter has a movie coming out next year, 2020. It's starring Ron Perlman and Mila Jovovich, however, whatever you want to say her last name is.
Mia
Um,
Jovanovic.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna point to you, and then you can say her name. I know we're not in the same room, so you might not see me point, but do your best. So, Ron Perlman and
Mia Jovanovic.
are starring in a Monster Hunter movie that will be coming out in 2020. I'm pointing.
Mila.
Mia Jovanovic
Has posted on her Twitter some photographs of her actually on set wearing the Monster Hunter gear. It does look pretty fun. The thing is that whatever movie, I'm pointing again,
Mia Jovanovic
is usually not going to win an Oscar, but it's always very entertaining. Starting with Fifth Element and just going right up through the Resident Evil. Obviously, the Resident Evil movies are not, they're not great, but gosh, are they a fun time.
Lilo Dallas Multipass.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the best thing that ever existed.
Fifth Element, by the way, is the best movie ever made. So go out and watch the Fifth Element.
Yes, watch it. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out on life.
It's pretty fantastic. What you really need to do is watch it with our friend Parker.
Yes.
Because he can mouth along to the entire Ruby Rod.
Oh, that's fine.
Are you fucking kidding me? That wasn't... Okay, alright. Yes, Parker can do that. I did it first.
Oh, did you?
I was the one who taught Parker. Come on, Dallas! Here he is, the one and only winner of the Gemini Croquet Contest. Gemini, this boy is fueled like fire, so start melting, ladies, because the boy is hotter than hot. He's hot, hot! Yeah, no.
You have seen that a lot.
I can recite. I don't need to watch that movie anymore. I just know every line from start to finish.
We watched that many times in college.
Yeah, me too.
It's my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
What is not to like about that movie? You have Bruce Willis. You have, I'm pointing right now,
Mia Jovanovic.
Thank you. You have Gary Oldman back when he was, like young and sexy. You have
and good
Ian Holm. You
have... I will fight you on Prisoner of Azkaban. He might be old, but he still look great.
No, I mean...
Oh, yes, okay, fine. Gary Oldman was still very sexy in the Harry Potter movies. No question.
There you go. Okay, continue.
I'm hopping on IMDb right now because I'm having a senior moment.
Just a moment.
There we go. Hey, The Fifth Element, it's got a 7.7 on IMDb. That's still lower than I think it should be, but that's really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's that low, to be honest.
Me too.
Oh, okay. I always forget his name, even though I love his name. Tommy Tiny Lister. Tommy Lister as the president of Earth, who fucking best performance I've seen him in. You might also know him from the Batman movie, Dark Knight, where he's the prisoner on the ferry that's crossing, and he said, give it to me, and I'll do what you should have did 5 minutes ago. He's that dude. He is a fucking excellent actor, and he is the president of Earth, President Lindbergh.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If you like Luke Perry, he's in the first 5 minutes of the movie. He gets killed, but he's in the first 5 minutes. It's great.
I'd watch to see him get killed.
And Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker as the best character I've ever seen him in a movie, and I have seen Lethal or whatever. What were the movies that he was in with Jackie Chan?
The
Rush Hour.
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. Yes. Chris Tucker apparently very particular about the roles that he takes, and he is excellent in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, he was so much in that movie.
All right, yeah, I'm done gushing about The Fifth Element.
Are you really?
And no, I can go on for another fucking hour. Are you kidding me? I love that movie.
So then we can talk about the disappointment that Luke Besson's attempt at a follow-up was with the Valerian and City of 1,000 Planets.
You know what?
City of 100 Planets or whatever it was called.
Yeah, Valerian and the City of 1,000. The City of 1,000.
It was 1,000 planets.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with that movie that couldn't be solved by killing Cara Delevingne in the first minute. She's the worst part of that movie.
Just horribly casted.
See, this is the thing. It's interesting you say it is a follow-up to the Fifth Element, because it really is. Luc Besson has a history of casting supermodels without a lot of acting experience in his movies, but up until Valerian, he's tailored the roles to suit them, so they do really, really well. Mila Jovovich did so fucking well in The Fifth Element because that character suited her. She could be that character very easily. Same thing with La Femme Nikita. Same thing with Leon, because Natalie Portman, a fine actress when she was like 12 years old, but come on, she's not great. But it worked in that movie, so he's got this history of doing that, and that's exactly what he's trying to do with Cara Delevingne, except it didn't work because she's a bitch, and that's it. In real life, in the movie, there's no distinguishing between the characters. She's just awful, and I hate her. But yeah, that's
Tell us how you really feel about it.
I am a misogynist. I'm the worst kind of human being. I hate women just because they are women. Masami can tell you all about it.
I don't know. You've been a gentleman just about any time we've been on. I don't know why you're trying to make light of yourself.
I say penis a lot.
That's okay. It's a human male sex organ. I've got a vagina. Whatever.
Yeah, she said it. She said it.
By the way, that was great. The Warframe pod, the first one that you were on, when we all said penis to go out, and you said boobs.
Yep.
I still laugh at that. Okay, yeah, so fine. Valerian, not a bad movie in my opinion, but Cara Delevingne needs to die in real life too.
Not gonna lie, I really thought Rihanna did a good job.
Yeah, I liked her in that. Yeah, that was.
I was surprised at how good of a job she did at that character.
It was really excellent, and that's another thing that is a callback to The Fifth Element, because he had this professional opera singer come on and do the diva dance basically, and we got that back with Rihanna. But I thought Rihanna did an excellent job. That was a fucking phenomenal performance. I wish she was in the movie longer.
That shape-shifting burlesque routine was pretty on point.
It was spicy.
That was good stuff. Okay, yeah, we can probably talk about Valerian for the next 2 or 3 days.
I mean, it's just a shame that the cast wasn't better selected.
The guy who played Valerian, I was gonna sort of avoid that because
he's cringeworthy, just cringeworthy.
Yeah. I've seen him in a lot of other stuff, and he's been he was actually in a movie with Cara Delevingne ages ago called oh fuck. No, that wasn't the name of the movie. The name of the movie wasn't oh fuck.
We assumed.
It was something else. It was back in the day, the Tulip Fever, which was about actual historical events in Denmark back when, in the 1600s, 1500s, people were importing all these various flowers and pigments. Essentially, they wanted to import as many pigments as possible because Denmark was the place where you made the paint. And that is where paint went all over Europe for some of the Renaissance masters. Actually, it was after that. Okay, so it was 1700s. And he was in there. He played the love interest alongside whoever the fuck Magneto is married to now. And Cara Delevingne was in that movie too. So that's the first time that I saw both of them. And when she was in that movie, I was like, Jesus Christ, what a bitch. Maybe I'm wrong about that. And then I watched a whole bunch of other movies that had her in it, and I was like, yeah, she's just a bitch. But the dude who played Valerian, he, on the other hand, has actually had some good characters. Like, he's actually a decent actor. He's had some roles where, he sucked, quite frankly. But he wasn't as bad. It was maybe, as Omega says, it was bad casting choice for Valerian. But
yeah, I don't think he was. Like, I don't think he's a bad actor. I agree with you that. I just don't think he was right for the role.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right for me for some reason. Like, I just didn't believe the character. Like,
is he
Bruce Willis, like, I believe the character. Fifth Element, like, I believe those characters.
Well, just quickly, let's say, in Fifth Element, you believe the character of Corbin Dallas because Bruce Willis is playing a guy who doesn't give a shit and really doesn't want to be bothered. And in real life, he's a guy who doesn't give a shit and really doesn't want to be bothered.
I am a meat popsicle.
I was honestly looking back over Bruce Willis's career, like I'm surprised he made a movie like that because of he doesn't seem like a science fiction guy.
No, he doesn't.
Look at
That's
his
true.
arc of his career. That movie stands out unique to me, just in the type of like it's pretty absurd in a lot of ways, and he usually does more serious action type movies.
It's true. Yeah.
So
Looking at it in retrospective, I agree. It is kind of surprising that he was in a sci-fi action movie. But he also did he did what? Glass? What was the latest M. Night Shyamalan series where he plays like a superhero, a secret superhero in the normal world?
oh, I didn't see that.
There's that
Unbreakable?
Stuff. Unbreakable. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was alright.
But he's he's Bruce Willis. It's pretty obvious when he's playing a character and he doesn't give a fuck about that role. It really comes through in the performance. It's like, yeah, you know what? I got to do some work so they don't kick me out of SAG, and also I need money because I got alimony for my bitch ex-wife who's married to a guy who's half my age. So I'm doing this movie, but I'm not happy about it. And you know what? Fuck you if you don't like that. That's basically Bruce Willis in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But goddamn, when he's in a movie that he likes, he's really good. All right, and the last thing, we should probably wrap this up. Last thing is the roundtable. What Netflix show would you like to see created? Anything. If you could have any show that would come out on Netflix, what would it be about? Masami?
Oh man, I was looking at your original question was what game do you want to see Netflix make a series on, and I was going to say they already granted me my wish because they're coming out with the Witcher series.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have Superman as Geralt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll wait for that.
I am the excite for that one.
I would put my big toe in that, man. Henry Cavill is a handsome human being.
Mm-hmm. I was seriously pleased with most of the casting. So.
There's nothing weird about that. There's no kink shaming in Gunslingers.
Oh, yes. I will send you some rope.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So you've got The Witcher. You're lucky. Omega? Any game? Whatever. Any Netflix show you want to see come out?
I mean, any Netflix show in general, like, God, I wish they would bring back The Punisher.
I never watched that.
Those 2 seasons are so fucking good. And that's when Disney decided to pull out of Netflix and pulled all Marvel out of Netflix because they were gearing up for Disney Plus. And that's what killed that Punisher show that was on Netflix. And it was so good.
It was good.
It was amazing.
It'll come back on Disney Plus with a PG rating. It'll peter out after another season.
Can't wait.
I'm just imagining. I'm so bitter. I'm just imagining all the ways that Disney could fuck up.
There's so many ways in so little time.
Right. Linus?
Diablo. I think I'd like a Diablo series.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Oh, it would be good. How would that work? Who would we follow?
I don't know. I mean, the storyline is incredible, and cinematics. I mean, after watching that Diablo 4 cinematic, that's definitely something I would be like into as a show. It was so cool.
You know who would never let a Diablo 3 movie happen?
Activision.
Diablo fans.
Diablo fans. Yeah.
Imagine how critical they would be of every single fucking decision they made about that movie. Who does it follow? They're going to be furious about it. What character class are they? They're going to be furious about it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Which god did they leave out? Which fight did they make look stupid? Like, the fandom would like. You've been on the Blizzard forums. That is so toxic.
It is. It's exceptionally toxic.
Yeah,
that fandom is pretty. They are assholes. Everybody is such an asshole in that game's community.
It's fucking true.
They would tear it to shreds.
Yeah.
Right now, Blizzard's on thin ice in a lot of ways, like with
Mhm.
with the whole like Diablo Annihilation bombing, with I mean all the stuff going on with Hong Kong. Like if they can't afford to add something onto their plate that's just going to make fans hate them more.
I'm
Yeah, it's
imagining
true.
an entire YouTube review by the red shirt guy talking in his monotone voice, talking like this about how some of the details in the new Diablo movie are incorrect, and we don't appreciate that they haven't been sticking to the story.
And
I can totally see. You're
we,
right, Omega. I can totally see that happening.
we would like to know if this is an early April Fool's joke.
The only thing, yeah, that's the other thing. All right, so yeah, no doubt, the Blizzard community, myself included, I've been guilty of this. We're very toxic about not just Diablo, but also StarCraft, also Warcraft, everything across the board. It's an appalling place for you to go. But when something comes out that is actually insulting or actually bad, like Diablo Immortal, we get the funniest shit because that toxicity turns its focused into something that makes sense. Which is how we get, I don't like anal sex. Do you guys not have assholes? That's how we get that stuff. I laughed my ass off for days when I saw that at first.
Yeah, that was the best. I don't like anal. Do you not have asses?
Always bring lube. Always bring lube.
Oh wow, sorry.
Fucking shit.
Y'all didn't tell me you had a rating system, so you get the
don't.
unfiltered.
I said cunt on a podcast like last week or something. It's bad. And oh shit, I said cunt again. Oh motherfucker, I said it again. I'm a bad person. And with that, let's bring the podcast to a close.
Wait, you never said your one.
Oh, my one? I want the
Yes.
Fifth Element back.
I somehow saw that coming.
I want a whole
Fifth Element, the
series.
series.
Yeah, I want a whole series set in that universe that follows Ian Holm and his manboy child around as he teaches him. That was the other thing we never really got into. Ian Holm playing a priest, and he's got this boy that's around him, his manservant. You ever think? Like,
I mean, I thought from the beginning.
I mean,
Oh my god.
Ian Holm needs love too.
I mean, the guy, yeah.
So
Disease!
I want that.
Light!
Yeah.
It looked like his little submissive slave. Let's just be honest.
Oh god. That's true. It was in the beginning too. You had the old archaeologist with Aziz holding the mirror.
Aziz lied.
What do you think? You think Aziz was terrified because if he didn't? Never mind. We shouldn't talk about this on the podcast.
You'd crack out,
We really
you'd crack out his whip.
We'll continue. We're gonna do a post show. We may or may not post that as well. So yeah, thank you everybody for listening. That is all for this podcast. Gobi, wherever you are, come back to television. We miss you.
Please, Gobi, come back.
So good night, everyone, and penis.
Penis.
Penises.
Boobs.